Meet John Schwartz. He's a 46-year-old man who loves to read, write, learn new languages, and music. He's currently writing a book and is fluent in Greek and Latin. John's daily life consists of a strict schedule. He does not deviate from his schedule. Each of the activities shown are done at a specific time. John works at Cheers, which is a nonprofit organization that helps employ individuals with disabilities. He teaches classes about independent living and using public transportation. John was diagnosed with paranoid schizophrenia. Symptoms may include paranoia, delusions, which are normally auditory, and it can affect the speech. Individuals normally have high or low dopamine levels, can feel detachment, anxiety, or depression. John was not diagnosed until he was 16. Symptoms that were present before were ignored until they escalated due to the lack of knowledge and the lack of social acceptance. The symptoms that John suffers from are speech problems, delusions, anxiety, and depression. Most of these symptoms are controlled by medication. Schizophrenia can be apparent at a young age, or it might not show symptoms until it has been triggered by the environment. John suffered from a mental breakdown when he was 16. This caused his symptoms to escalate. Most treatments for schizophrenia include medication, therapy, and if the speech has been affected, speech therapy. John's family consisted of his mother, father, and sister. Each of them held independent lives from one another. Sadly, the family did not accept his disability due to the time period and the Hungarian culture which they grew up in. Hungarians believe that disabilities is something to be ashamed of, and oftentimes people with disabilities are taken away from their families. They did not receive help from their outside family because they attempted to hide his disability from them. This caused him to have low self esteem because his parents would yell at him if he did something wrong from his disability. Luckily, his family became more accepting as time went on. In John's early life, there were signs that he had an exceptionality. When he was younger, he was an introvert and did not like to socialize. When he got in trouble, his punishment was to hang out with the neighborhood kids. He preferred to read and would not talk that much in school. The family was so focused on seeming normal that they ignored the signs. times, people with exceptionalities struggle with school, but John was academically bright. He took several college courses in high school. His favorite subjects revolved around music, such as guitar, piano, and choir. Due to his need to follow a schedule, he struggled when the teacher would change the agenda. He did not have an IEP during school because they did not exist, and the idea was that people with disabilities were not socially acceptable. Today, John has a very different lifestyle due to his ability to be a part of the family and his family being more accepting of his exceptionality and him being genuinely happy. Today, John and his sister are closer. She has attempted to include him into her own family to make up for lost time. He is included in the family vacations, pictures, and get togethers. By being a part of the family, he socializes more. Although he does not like to socialize with others, he will socialize with the family members. This allows him to enhance his conversational skills. Society has become more accepting of those with disabilities, which has influenced his family in coming to terms with his disability. They allow him to make his own decisions and do not get mad when something occurs due to his exceptionality. Much of this acceptance has come from being educated about his disability and their ability to become advocates for others. John is now genuinely happy. He has an increased self esteem due to his job. He is proud of the work he does, which allows him to be happy. And he is happy to be accepted by his family. The family advises teachers to be aware of what students' needs are and to seek advice from others when they are unsure about a child. We must pay attention to all the students. John was quiet and often forgotten. Maybe if he had spoken up, a teacher would have noticed him and he could have been diagnosed earlier. Furthermore, bullying can come from anywhere. John was not bullied by his peers, but by his father, which is never okay because parents are supposed to be accepting. Lastly, vigilance is key to the success of all students. In my classroom, I will be aware of how the family feels about their child's exceptionality. I will help the child and the family realize that it's okay to have a disability. John did not get the help that he needed until his symptoms escalated. I will help prevent this by attempting to help the parents accept their child for who they are and connect the parents to support groups. Furthermore, I will understand student likes and dislikes. John did not like having his schedule disrupted, so I will do whatever it takes to make my students feel comfortable. Through this project, I have learned that society has come a long way in accepting those with disabilities, but there is still room for improvement. Families play a major role in success of an individual. Supportive families normally have more success, and families who are in denial often fall between the cracks. It may take a while for a family to accept their child, and for the most part, we need to put the child's needs first.